Linux has the ability to support 12 or more file systems with network file system technology. When Linux is joined, the standard file system alternative should be specified. Additional file systems can be named forcefully contingent on the demands. Extension file system is the most widely used alternative, much like the Berkeley file system. The Linux file system implies that the disk starts with a boot block, and after the disk is developed from a range of additional block groups. Block groups are counted numerically and include many subfields. Some of the file types that Linux supports are directory, which is a list of names; ordinary file, which has information of application program or executable; symbolic link, which is a file that is a link to or a path to another file; special file, device driver; named pipe, which is a common channel that takes place between two or more processes for information exchange. Windows has the ability to support numerous file systems which contain FAT, which is the file allocation table that acts on Windows 95, MS-DOS, and OS/2. However, the creators of WAC have developed a new file system called the W2K file system, and it works to satisfy high-end demands on workstations and servers. Some examples of high-end applications include client-server applications, which are file servers, computer servers, and database servers; resource-intensive engineering and scientific applications; and lastly, network application for large corporate systems. I would prefer the Linux file system over Windows simply because Linux and many of its utilities and libraries are free and accessible to all. Even the other utilities and libraries that do cost are not highly priced. This would be created for a business that is already spending money on other demanding parts of the business. When it comes to the Windows system, there is a license that comes with the Microsoft Windows OS. It is impossible to make any alterations through standard use. The user or business must purchase a license where its pricing can range from approximately $70 to $200. And even then, there is a limit of the number of computers that you are allowed to install the licenses on. I personally have never heard of Linux prior to joining the cybersecurity program and have been using Windows for as long as I can remember. I think it would be a little bit more difficult to decide in terms of the ease of use of the systems. I found that while I grew up with Windows, Linux seemed simpler. Linux system has been updated and modernized throughout the years, and users have found that there is less confusion when using this system. When it comes to Windows, it is common that when you purchase a computer, it has more than likely been pre-installed with Windows. I personally would choose Linux based on how easy it is to navigate. Lastly, when it comes to privacy from a business perspective, I would ultimately choose the Linux system over the Windows system. Linux possesses an OS that puts privacy at the forefront. Linux also possesses powerful encryption, which offers top security and less intrusion for the user. Network attached storage, also known as NAS. It is a file-level computer storage that is linked to a network that offers access to centralized locations. It also ties into the network through an Ethernet cable. It also can access data as files, and it is inexpensive and easy to set up. Storage area networks, also known as SANs. It is a network that links many users and allows them to access block-level storage. It uses fiber channel connectivity. It stores data at the block level. It is expensive and more difficult to set up and manage. Technology has made leaps and bounds throughout the years, as well as in the ethical aspects of technology. There are many ethical questions that surround cloud-based storage. Cloud-based storage entails taking information and software on servers that belong to third parties. There should be a suitable balance between law practices manipulating cloud-based storage while also maintaining private client information. The role ethics would play in my decision-making process would be that I would want to follow the best practices when it came to the utilization of storage devices when it came to the cost. And that is, cost is not and should not be the determining factor when in the world of cybersecurity, as you will get what you paid for.